The concept of haunted paintings is often associated with folklore, urban legends, and ghost stories. While there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of haunted paintings, some artworks have gained notoriety due to their mysterious or eerie histories. Here are a few examples. The Anguished Man. The Anguished Man is a purportedly haunted painting that gained attention due to claims made by its owner, Sean Robinson. According to Robinson, the painting was given to his grandmother by an artist who committed suicide after completing it. The artist allegedly mixed his own blood with the paint, adding to the eerie backstory of the artwork. Robinson claimed that strange and paranormal activities occurred whenever the painting was displayed. He reported hearing unexplained noises, such as anguished cries and footsteps, and experiencing a general sense of unease. Allegedly, these phenomena were more pronounced at night when the painting was in close proximity. The narrative seems to fit common themes found in haunted object stories, often involving tragic events, mysterious origins, and unexplained occurrences. The Crying Boy. The Crying Boy is a mass-produced print that became the center of an urban legend in the 1980s. The legend claimed that houses containing this particular painting were more likely to catch fire, yet the prints themselves would often survive unscathed. The legend gained traction after a series of house fires in England were reported to have the Crying Boy paintings in them. This led to speculation and fear that the painting was somehow cursed or haunted. The Sun, a British tabloid, ran a story on the supposed curse in 1985, further spreading the legend. According to Amadeo, the subject of one of his paintings was a little street urchin that he came across in Madrid in the 1960s. The young boy was a mute orphan with a sorrowful expression that instantly captivated the artist. Amadeo had stopped to paint the child and a Catholic priest came over to issue him a stern warning. He said that the boy, named Don Bonillo, had run away after seeing his parents die in a fire. Since then, fires of unknown origin would break out wherever the boy went. It happened with such frequency that he was given the nickname, Diablo, which translates to devil. The priest warned Amadeo against having anything to do with the child. However, the painter ignored him and adopted the boy. He brought Don Bonillo home to live with him and painted the Crying Boy series. The unique relationship between the painter and his favorite subject came to a sudden fiery end when Amadeo's studio and apartment mysteriously caught on fire. He lost everything and, as a result, Amadeo was ruined. He remembered the priest's warnings and accused the boy of starting the blaze. He kicked him out and never saw Don Bonillo again. The situation continued to worsen for Amadeo when reports of the curse of the Crying Boy painting started to spread across Europe. His fame quickly turned to suspicion, and he became known as a jinx. No one wanted to look at any of his paintings, let alone commission him to paint something new. Unfortunately, Don Bonillo's life ended much like it began, in a blaze of fire. In 1976, police responded to the report of a car crash on the outskirts of Barcelona. The car exploded after crashing into a wall. When officers arrived on the scene, they found that the driver had been burned beyond recognition. He was the only one in the car at the time of the crash. Police officers searched the glove box, which survived the fire, and found part of a driver's license. The name on the license revealed the victim to be Don Bonillo. The Hands Resist Him. The Hands Resist Him is a painting by artist Bill Stoneham, created in 1972. The painting gained notoriety for its mysterious and eerie reputation, fueled by an eBay listing in 2000 that claimed the artwork was haunted. The eBay listing, created by a couple who purportedly experienced strange occurrences after buying the painting at a thrift store, described the painting as having a spooky quality. The couple claimed that characters in the painting would move at night, and they even set up a camera to capture the alleged paranormal activity. The listing included a detailed backstory about the painting, suggesting that it was cursed. It's important to note that the haunted reputation of The Hands Resist Him is likely a result of a fictional marketing strategy rather than any actual paranormal events. The artist, Bill Stoneham, has stated that the eBay story was a creation, and he did not intend for the painting to be associated with haunting or supernatural phenomena. In reality, the painting itself is a surreal depiction of a young boy standing in front of a glass door, with various hands pressed against the glass. The title, "The Hands Resist Him," refers to the idea that the hands in the painting seem to resist or reject the boy. The Scream. The Scream is one of the most iconic paintings in the world, created by Norwegian artist Edvard Munch in 1893. The painting is part of a series and exists in several versions, with the most famous being the one housed at the National Gallery in Oslo, Norway. The Scream features a figure with a distorted face standing on a bridge against a tumultuous, swirling sky. The painting is renowned for its emotional intensity, capturing a sense of existential angst and despair. The figure in the painting appears to be experiencing a moment of profound psychological distress. While the Scream itself is not associated with paranormal or haunted legends, its cultural impact has made it a subject of fascination. The painting has been referenced and parodied in various forms of popular culture. Additionally, its image has been used to convey a sense of existential dread and anxiety. The Scream has also been the target of several high-profile art thefts. In 1994, the version housed at the National Gallery in Oslo was stolen but was later recovered in 1996. In 2004, another version was stolen from the Munch Museum in Oslo and was recovered in 2006. The Haunting of the Portrait of Bernardo de Galvez. Bernardo de Galvez was born in 1746. He was a very powerful Spanish military leader who aided the American colonies during the Revolutionary War. In the early 1900s, the city of Galveston opened an amazing hotel and named it after Bernardo de Galvez. And you can't name a hotel after someone if you don't have a huge portrait of them on display within the hotel. This portrait reportedly caused disturbances in the Hotel Galvez in Galveston, Texas. Hotel staff and guests have claimed to witness the painting moving on its own, and some believe it is haunted by the ghost of Bernardo de Galvez himself. Eventually people started to realize that when you take a picture of the painting it is always out of focus, or some unknown mist gets in the way. One day guests of the hotel asked Bernardo's portrait very politely if he or she could take a picture. Once they got the pictures back they were shocked as the picture was perfectly clear. This really set the paranormal world buzzing and made the portrait of Bernardo de Galvez even more famous. Every day there are hundreds of guests asking the portrait if they can take its picture. And for the ones that don't ask permission they will never get a clear picture. Portrait of Henrietta Nelson. William Johnson's portrait of Henrietta Nelson, 1734–1816, died by falling down a flight of stairs in her home at Yaxley Hall in the English town of Eye, and was buried in a mausoleum on the property, according to her wishes. However, years later, new owners moved in and destroyed the mausoleum, moving her remains to a nearby church. According to legend, Nelson has haunted the grounds ever since, trying to return home to her desired resting place. A portrait of Nelson by William Johnson has purportedly become imbued with her spirit, with her ghost following it even when moved out of the house. Viewers have reported her face in the painting changing shape, and a pale figure with identical clothing walking the grounds. Man Proposes, God Disposes. Man Proposes, God Disposes is a painting created by Sir Edwin Landseer in 1864. The artwork is known for its eerie and unsettling depiction of the Arctic landscape and the remnants of a failed polar expedition. The painting shows the aftermath of Sir John Franklin's lost expedition in search of the Northwest Passage. The expedition, which took place in the mid-19th century, ended in tragedy with the entire crew perishing. Landseer's painting features polar bears amidst the wreckage of the expedition, with the title suggesting that human plans and endeavors are subject to the whims of fate or a higher power. The title itself, Man Proposes, God Disposes, is a proverbial expression emphasizing the unpredictable and uncontrollable nature of events. It suggests that while humans may make plans and propose certain outcomes, the ultimate outcome is often beyond their control and subject to divine or external forces. Edwin Landseer's 1864 painting Man Proposes, God Disposes is believed to be haunted, and a bad omen. According to urban myth, a student of college once committed suicide during exams by stabbing a pencil into their eye, writing, "The polar bears made me do it," on their exam paper. There is, however, no university record of a death in the picture gallery. Another legend among students dating back to at least the 1960s is that anyone sitting in front of the painting during an exam will fail it. This has led to teachers covering the painting with a Union Jack when student examinations are ongoing. Mi Novia is a portrait of a lady by Juan Luna. Legend says this undated portrait by Juan Luna, also known as Portrait of a Lady, is of the artist's wife, Paz Pardo de Tavera, whom Juan Luna murdered. According to the legend, the painting is now possessed by the spirit of Paz, who brings misfortune upon its owners. Past owners have died in car crashes, been forced into bankruptcy, and experienced miscarriage, among other reported sorrows. During the opening night of a 1987 exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the spotlight bulb over the painting exploded. The woman depicted in the painting is believed to be Angela Dush, a favorite model of the painter who was neither married to nor murdered by him. The curse of the painting. No one was sure how the painting ended up in Manila. The same can be said about how the story of the curse started. Nevertheless, a series of tragic events has convinced people that the painting is jinxed. Here are a few examples. Manuel Garcia, the first owner of the painting, was a successful businessman who went bankrupt after bringing home the painting. Betty Bantong Benitez, another owner, died in a car crash on her way to Tagaytay. The painting was then bought by Tony Nazareno, who suffered misfortunes and fell ill. He then sold the painting to Amy Marcos, who suffered a miscarriage while her family fell from political grace. Richard King's painting Love Letters, painted circa 1990, is said to be haunted by Samantha Houston, a 4-year-old girl who fell to her death in the Driscoll Hotel in Austin, Texas where the painting hangs. The story goes that a young girl of 4 named Samantha Houston chased her ball down the grand stairs and tripped and fell to her death. People think that this painting was then hung up on the 5th floor of the hotel as a tribute to her. As a result, the expression of the girl in the painting is said to change whenever one looks away. Guests have also reported dizziness, nausea, and feeling like they are floating or falling while viewing the painting. The truth is, this isn't Samantha at all. This painting was a modern-day replica of by Richard King of a work entitled Love Letters, actually painted by Charles Trevor Garland, 1855 to 1906. It is quite possible that the painting may have been brought because the little girl in the picture looked like Samantha, but it most certainly isn't her at all. When this picture was hung up on the 5th floor of the hotel, people reported feeling dizzy around the painting, nauseous and having strange sensations like being lifted off the ground. Others have said that the girl in the painting has tried to communicate with them and her expression changes. In the 90s, the Ukrainian artist Svetlana Telets painted a strange painting known as the Rain Woman. According to those seeing the painting, it makes them feel uneasy as if the woman in the painting is watching them. Today the painting has become known as one of the most haunted paintings out there. The painting, named The Rain Woman, has spurned a living legend in the later years as strange rumors about the woman in the picture has haunted the past owners, according to the artist herself. It is a strange picture of a pale-looking woman with droopy and cloudy eyes that, according to those that have seen her, follows you around. She is wearing a black hat through the rain but doesn't really seem bothered by it. The colors are muted and dark, creating a surreal and eerie atmosphere that lingers. Where did this woman come from, and why does she make the owners and those seeing her uncomfortable? Ukrainian artist Svetlana Telets painted this picture in 1996, the same year she graduated from Odessa Art University. For 6 months after graduating art school, she always had this feeling of someone watching her, and an uneasy, anxious feeling was following her. This was the state of mind she found herself in when she painted The Rain Woman. When the then unknown and young artist, Svetlana Telets, one day suddenly had the image of the Rain Woman in her head, she started to paint almost without thinking. She herself claimed that something or someone took over her, like drawing through her. This almost possession-like feeling made her work fast, and the painting was done in 5 hours according to Svetlana Telets. And thus the Rain Woman was made, or perhaps conjured is a more appropriate wording according to the legends that were made about the woman in the painting. The buyers didn't want it in their homes. They complained that the painting was causing them to experience insomnia and anxiety. Some even claimed that the painting was giving them headaches. A thing the past owners all agreed on though was how they all had a feeling of being watched.